for the class rock, country music, facts, and trivia. Thank you for being here. Got another Walkin' Waylon story. He said, "This is bullshit. Waylon Jennings once walked out during an opening set for Hank Williams Jr. after a pay-per-view filming went wrong." Another classic Waylon Jennings story. Of course, he was the kind of known for walking out when something didn't sit right with him. From late night shows to major country music awards, it didn't make much difference to him. Waylon didn't like it for whatever reason, he was out. And honestly, I can have respect for that, because especially in the music business, it's so easy for artists to get taken advantage of, both monetarily and otherwise, and there's probably times even today when artists should follow his lead. But I digress. Till today, I thought I'd heard all the Waylon walkout stories that were out there in the public realm, but I stumbled on this one. And it played, it's an interview with YouTube creator Otis Gibbs did with Barry Walsh, a keyboard player who toured with Waylon and played his records throughout the 80s. He recalled a show where Waylon was opening for Hank Jr. They opened for each other many times throughout their careers, and how it was being recorded for a pay-per-view event on cable. It's unclear of the year, but since Walsh toured with Waylon most in the 80s, I'm guessing it was sometimes in the mid to late 80s, considering Waylon was open for Hank Jr., not the other way around. Anyhow, Waylon's set was apparently not being broadcast as part of the pay-per-view package, though the production decided to use his playing time as a rehearsal of sorts to ensure they had the right blocking and camera setting for Hank Jr. So you can probably imagine how Waylon felt about that. Barry said, "It was one time when I saw him go off on somebody. It was a package show, on a show where we are opening for Hank Williams Jr. in Cincinnati at the arena, and it was being filmed for pay-per-view live, but only Hank's part was on the live feed, and Waylon was the opening act. So Waylon did like 4 songs, and during those 4 songs, the camera operators were getting their settings to do the Hank part, where they were actually going to film. But they were using us as a kind of a setup, the rehearsal for the cameras and the blocking. And after about 4 songs, Waylon was like, 'Well, this is bullshit. I'm not doing this anymore,' because they were getting up in his face, and I don't blame him. They were really getting pretty obnoxious and aggressive. Honestly, it's not hard to see why Waylon left, or why he felt like he was being taken advantage of. And while most people would probably grin and bear it and just try to finish the set, and we all know that Waylon was not most people. Of course, after he set his guitar down and walked off in the middle of the set, his band members followed suit. But what happened while his tour manager was trying to get paid by the promoter in the midst of all that might just be the best part of the story. He just kind of turned around, put his guitar down, and walked off the stage after like a 4th or 5th song, and then he disappears, so we left. And then I heard later that the road manager was getting the money from the promoter right at that point, and he had his radio on. And so the stage manager was on the radio telling the road manager that Waylon had just left. He put his guitar down after 4 songs, and he walked off the stage. He got pissed off. So the road manager, this is coming on his radio as he's talking to the promoter and getting the money for the gig, and he goes, he hits his radio, and he's going, "There's something wrong with this thing." He quickly turns it off just to stop the conversation, and then got the money. A close call indeed, but it sounded like he muted it just quickly enough so that everyone still got paid, which is usually what most of the band and crew is worried about before they depart to town anyway. Barry said that Waylon was in a rage after that, and he wanted to make sure his friend Hank Jr. knew he wasn't happy about the situation. Waylon was in a rage after that, sons of bitches, and then we all just got on the bus and split. I think he made his intentions known to Hank Jr. that he was not happy about the situation. Now, it wasn't Hank's fault, it was a production. It's true, though, I don't really understand why they wouldn't have just broadcast both performances, since Waylon is an icon, and I'm sure the fans would have loved to have seen it too. I know it would have cost more money, but at least all of this could have probably been avoided. Hindsight's 20/20, as they say. And if you, who knows, if would hear this legendary story today had things gone kind of differently. I like Waylon. I was thinking this the other day. They called George Jones No-Show Jones because he didn't show up. Well, Waylon was walking off. I'd walk off Waylon. Go get him, Waylon. Much respect. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please like this video. I'd appreciate it. You guys have a great day. God bless you, and I'm praying for you.